Moin, I'm Catherine, and I'm just not going to tell you anything about how behind I am on my wrap-ups and which wrap-up is online now and which still should go online. I'm just going to film it, you're just going to watch it, and you're just going to be happy that I'm telling you about a few fabulous books. But I'm telling you that I've read those and listened to those books in December. Sadly, I don't have my iPad with me today, on which I usually show you the covers of the books that I've listened to, and I don't have a physical copy of them, but I'm just going to show you the cover after I've finished talking about the novel, and then you can see it if you don't understand what I'm saying, plus my rating. So the first one I'm going to talk about is A Step Toward Falling by Cammie McGovern, which is a YA novel about two teenagers, a girl and a boy, who see how a disabled girl gets molested. And for different reasons, they both don't help her in that moment. And what that does to them, how that changes their lives, and how they try to make up for that. The love interest was a bit obvious, but I still liked it very much, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. So I'm filming this on the same day that I'm filming a Top 5 Wednesday video with a topic for April 18th, in which I also mention The Storied Life of A.J. Frickery by Gabrielle Zevin, which is the first Zevin I think I've listened to. Is it? Anyway, I loved this novel so very much that I wanted to read more or listen to more books by Gabrielle Zevin. So I continued with The Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac. And it's about this girl who loses her memory after an accident. She falls down some stairs, and as she wakes up, I think she remembers herself up until the age of 11 or something like that, and there are a few years missing. And she is totally confused by the person she obviously has become in those years that are missing from her memory, and about this guy who is supposedly her boyfriend, and how she could ever be his girlfriend. And I thought that was super interesting. So at some point her memories come back, and the gap closes and she understands what has happened, but she will become like a mixture of this person that she remembered and the girl she was in. So she becomes a totally new person after this accident. Yeah, I thought that was very lovely written. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And then I've read Das Alphabet meiner Familie by Nina Sahm. And the funny thing is that I've read it again in February because Nina Sahm came to Hamburg to do a reading on this novel, and I moderated the whole thing, so I wanted to take out some questions, and I wanted to be a little more into the novel to be able to talk about it with her. And it's narrated by a woman who gets a mysterious visitor someday who claims, or who has a picture of her mother, and then you get his family backstory because he wants to keep her interested, to tell her why he has this picture of her mother. And you get to know a little bit about her backstory and her family backstory through her narrating the story, and then at the end you will get to know how all of it comes together. There are a few things in the narrative style that I didn't love that much in this novel, so I only gave it 3 out of 5 stars, but I still highly recommend it as a read because I think it's a personal thing that bugged me a little bit, and that's why it's not a 4-star read. But I love Nina Sahm as an author, so you should totally still read this. And speaking of Nina Sahm as an author, a while back I did a Top 5 Wednesday videos about books that I'm thankful for, and I thought I should take her last novel that I absolutely love, Das ganze Leben da draußen, into the thing, but because it's a German novel that's not translated into English, I decided not to take it into this Top 5 Wednesday video. And then after I filmed the video, I remembered that when Nina Sahm visited me for an interview and a book talk that I'm going to link in the corner about Ellbogen by Fatma Ayamir, that she brought me this. I mean, this is a real pillowcase, and she made this especially for me. So this is definitely and absolutely a book that I'm thankful for. Did I mention that I loved The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry so much that I went to read more by Gabrielle Zevin? I continued with Elsewhere, and I was a little bit doubtful about this because the premise is that this girl dies and she ends up in something called Elsewhere, where you end up when you die, and then you become younger and younger and younger and younger until you're born again. And I thought that was a very strange promise. And I talked about it with a friend of mine, and she said like she had so many questions about this afterlife, but she decided to put them aside and then she could enjoy the novel, which I can go with. There was a little part where there's like a love interest, and then there's an obstacle to that love interest. And I thought, oh no, this can go very wrong here. But because I guess it's Gabrielle Zevin and she can write good books, she like totally catches that moment and it will solve in a very, very beautiful, beautiful way. I also gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Fun fact, for the first time since I joined Goodreads and joined the Goodreads reading challenge, where you can set yourself a goal of how many books you want to read this year, 2017 was the year that this became a problem for me. So it was December, it was the end of December, and I had like, I think 98 out of the 100 books I wanted to read. And then I got this as a present and I thought, yes, I can manage this. And then I think I may have cheated and said that I finished a novel that I finished the day after, like January 1st. I think that's fair. I think that's okay. This is a speech that J.K. Rowling held, I think, at Harvard University for like the Abschlussklasse, whatever the English word is at the end of university. My brain is fried today. And I loved it very, very much. I was doubtful, and I've never like got very much into the personality or like J.K. Rowling as a human being or a person. But after this, I would like her to become my friend, because I think she says very, very beautiful and funny things, which may be very good to hear, like when you just finished university. And she also involves in the speech that most people who finish Harvard University are very privileged people. And I love that she also took that aspect into the novel, and that she also like leveled that you can be how privileged ever you want to be. You still have to manage to make something out of your dreams. And I love this about this. I liked it. I think I even gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Gave it 5 out of 5 stars. That's it for this, I think, a tiny bit babbly wrap up of the novels I've read in December 2017. And as always, don't forget, support your local book dealer. Moin, I'm Catherine, and today I'm in bed with Laura Seth.
Hi!
So we are here to talk about a book I love very, very much. It's called
Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rivka Brun.